Okay, guys, part two. We're going to circle actually, cause I can't. I'm not gonna get 30. Guys, did I tell you that I think 2 weeks ago, I took 33.1 thousand steps in a day. Guys, that was crazy. That was absolutely crazy. I went to the what lake was a weird ass name lake, but just down. No, not Boston Post. Old Clinton Road. I just walked down Old Clinton Road for as far as 10,000 steps will get you and back. That made me pass the pond, past that. So again, I don't know the name of the lake. I can show you on the map eventually. But if I have my phone, I'll show you. But I'll show you tomorrow, guys. I get my phone. And this Westbrook Middle School. I wonder how you keep them divided. Are they one singular building? Because if the high school and middle school is mixed, that would be really bad. Like, that'd be really, really bad. That's okay. Anyway, guys, so time before I start this video, 10:18. It's been 100 seconds. Actually, I don't know how long it's gonna take to get back. Can't be that far, because probably 2/3 of the way, maybe 1/3 of the way in circle. I'm going in circle, guys. Actually, I can't do that because there's no sidewalks. That's more dangerous. I'm gonna turn around. Actually, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. I'm gonna go back. So it's gonna take now. It's gonna take maybe almost half an hour to get back. That's okay. We're fine. We got plenty of time in the world. So anyway, back to my story. Part 2 of my story, guys. So when I was with my girlfriend at Job Corps before I came to Vista, I had Cash App. I had my Wisely card on me, which is the card that Job Corps uses. They give you a debit card, and they put payments every 2 weeks into your card. And the most you'll ever get is like $64.64. That's the most I ever received. It's supposed to be $70, but then when the taxes come out, it's just tax deductible, even though there's no income tax at New Hampshire, where I was. Which is fine. It's not the end of the world, but it was just not like, how do you live off of $128, basically $128 a month? I had to pay bills. Look at this guy go. Cool bike. I forget what those bikes are called. It's like a Tron. So yeah, but anyway, so I had Cash App. My Wisely card was attached to my Cash App, and but like, I always kept cash on me, which was not a very good idea sometimes, because like, obviously these are thieves. There were a lot of thieves and snitches and gangsters, you know, bitches and gangsters. They were not gangsters. They just acted tough. Like some of them were genuinely tough. Like they would not, they could rock my world, but I could rock theirs at the same time. So we kind of met truce and said like, let's not touch each other, because this is the worst part. Let me tell you the worst about Job Corps. That they let minors onto the campus. Minors, people that are 16 to 18 years old. No, below 18. So I think it's 16 to 18 and above. I think it'd be like 24 is the maximum age limit, but some people have exceptions. There was like a 35-year-old on campus one day. I'm like, what the actual fuck? He's like, oh, I have knee surgery, I need money. I'm like, Job Corps not gonna pay for your surgery. You guys obviously have to pay for himself. But I was like, no, you're gonna be waiting here a long time, because surgeries can cost thousands of dollars. And if you're getting the rate of 128 a month, 128 times 10, that's $1,200, $1,280 right there. It's not gonna cover the bill. That's 10 months of waiting. But it's free income. So, like, you don't have to work for it, technically. Well, you have to go to classes to get paid, but like, whatever. And then another thing that really pissed me off about Job Corps is the TABE. 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 Test of Adult Basic Education. That's what it stood for. TABE. Test of Adult Basic Education. Okay. Let me tell you guys. I think some people were genuinely smart, but I was not that smart. I barely got through Algebra 1 in one piece. Like, this was like Algebra 2. This was, what's the other one? Geometry. There are a bunch of classes, and they're like, oh, I have to be reading and math. Those are the two classes you have to go to every day. And the incentive was you get $100, you get $10 for every point you go up. So you could go up to, you could get like 100 points. Not like, you go up 100 points, but the maximum is $100. So it's like $1 per point. But people were so now people are graduating, which is great. I went to a graduation ceremony. Waste of time. 2.5 hours of sitting, watching not even the official US Marines come in. They were just like people from the American government coming in, holding the flags, escorting the graduates. There was like 50 of them. But I'm like, I like that, that's cool, but really not cool at the same time. Like, had to clap on cue. I mean, this is orchestrated like crazy. And then Miss Ashworth, the Senate Director, she was like, Job Corps is great, woohoo, and like, we almost all said boo at once, because it sucked at that time. And then I have so many stories to talk about Job Corps. Oh my god. The worst day ever was when COVID hit the campus, guys. worst ever. I know I'm going down a rabbit hole, but I'm willing to go down this rabbit hole. People who get COVID, they get tested by the nurses, get COVID, right? Then they would have to quarantine, obviously. Makes sense. So they were quarantined, but then some people got the option to go home because they only got COVID at once. There's not enough room in the dorms to quarantine everyone. So I got COVID from my girlfriend at the time. This was in January of 2 years ago, or maybe December. It was snowing that day, and I was like, I hate it here. That was the day I almost decided to leave, but home was not an option at the time. So, I was quarantined, I believe, for like 5 days. It's supposed to be 3. After 3 days, they test you again. If you're positive, you go back in the dorm and quarantine for another 3 days. But the weird part, and this is the worst part, was that ADHD plus isolation equals pure chaos. And that was, not very fun, because it just wasn't fun, because the Wi-Fi, oh my god, the Wi-Fi, don't even talk about the Wi-Fi. There were certain areas on campus where there was a dead zone. Like in the girls' dorm, it was near the recreational center. Or sometimes it was on the opposite side near the street, facing the street. The router would be like 600 yards in the middle of the woods, so nobody could tamper with it. But the bandwidth, Job Corps, I get it's a government organization, and the government only has so much money, and we're in a deficit. But that doesn't mean, and I get Job Corps' budget's like $1.1 billion a year, and there's like 120 of them across the U.S., so that money gets stretched pretty thin. But we were the newest campus in New Hampshire. We were the most technologically advanced at the time, and we were the most most recent one. And I was like, okay, it sounded like a pretty cool place when I looked it up when I was in Virginia. So I had to think. I was like, I guess I didn't really have an option. My parents were like, I was like, okay, whatever. My first roommate I had was Tyler. He's in the military now. He was so cool. He was so freaking cool. And I wish I had his number so I could talk to him. But and then And then the sleep quality I would get. Staff will wake you up at 6:30? 6:30, I think, 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. Get you out of your dorm, get ready, wash your face, do your hair, all that crap. And I had to take meds one day. And I was 1 minute late to my reputation preceded me, so I was in trouble. But I got a slap on the wrist. I was like, what? Why am I getting a slap on the wrist? Dude, it wasn't that bad. It was like someone walked out in their underwear one day. They thought they had pants on. So they had to go back to the dorm and get changed. But they were so strict on dress policy, guys. So strict. They were like, if you're not wearing khakis or a Job Corps shirt, not this shirt, obviously. But like, hey, you had to wear a navy, like, forest green shirt, which I had, my parents gave me, and then had a maroon shirt, which I also had from Christmas. And I would wear those to replace the Job Corps shirts. I was still in the color. And another thing was the Monday meetings. Monday and Thursday meetings were the worst. Because Mondays, well, they actually changed them from the morning to the afternoon, which is actually a pleasure because people can actually wake up. Because like, on Mondays, get out of your dorm, head straight to the recreational center, straight there, and you had no choice. Staff would barricade off parts of the campus, so you had to go in a circle to reach the rec. And then in the morning, they'd be like, good morning, everybody. Good morning. How are you? Hey, what's up? Hey, everyone's fucking asleep. And attendance was low. No one gave a fuck about going. People didn't want to go. But I was glad when they moved it to the afternoon after 2:30. Then Thursday was the worst because Mr. Lewis, he would hammer us, absolutely hammer us. No drugs, no alcohol. You can't do stuff like PDA, physical display of affection, PDA. Like kissing, touching, fondling. People were being groped. Women were being groped by the men. It was really bad. Then there was this situation. Then there was the situation where a minor was dating an adult, and the parents gave consent to Job Corps for them to date. The whole campus was in uproar, calling the adult a pedophile, because this woman was like 16, I think, and they were dating. It blew up, but it also cooled down pretty quickly, because staff had to tell them, guys, it's not a problem. She gave consent, the parents gave consent, Job Corps legally has to obey them. So now another part we have to do, now we're back almost at Vista. Vista's over there, is cross the freaking road. It's not gonna be that hard because actually I could take the bike lane, but I feel safe on the sidewalk. But I have to jaywalk anyway. Actually, we're not. We're gonna go on the bike lane. It's just not safer, but it's closer to my side of the road. Street. So how are you guys doing? And then the sad part, post on TikTok and YouTube for the song Goodbye to a World. I don't remember who it was by, but like search up Goodbye to a World. Shows like a hand like this, like an eyeball in the palm. It's a good song, it's catchy. Job Corps was fighting a legal battle, and because the DOL, or I think Trump, wanted to shut it down, and they got a program that's been around for 62 years. It ought to be put down. It ought to be changed because standards don't apply anymore. Technology's advanced too much. Buildings appreciate and depreciate. And it really wasn't that good of a campus. Oh, a dime, guys. I found a dime. I'm 10 cents richer. So put that in my pocket for later. So guys, I'm at Vista, but I think Job Corps is being shut down in September of next year when the funding gets low. Anyway guys, time almost 10:40, 10:39. I'll see you guys later.